Hey y'all, it is Candy and I wanted to get together with you today to give you a little update on my weight loss progress. So it's been a while since I've weighed in or given any kind of indication on if I'm losing or gaining or what's going on. So I wanted to do a short video today to let y'all know how I'm doing. So on January 1st of this year, I started Carnivore. Again, I had dabbled in it off and on since COVID. And I actually got the virus the year before. And ever since then, it has been so hard for me to lose weight. The week that I was really sick with COVID, I gained 10 pounds. And I was never so sick, but I was also never so hungry. My stomach was growling all the time. I felt like I was starving. I don't understand the mentality on that or how that works. But trust me, I felt like I was starving. It was the worst sore throat I ever had, but yet I was hungry and all I wanted to do was eat. I gained 10 pounds and ever since then, steadily, my body fat has increased and I cannot lose. So at the end of last year, so at the end of 2023, the last couple months of the year, my husband and I just really enjoyed all the good foods in the world. We ate C's candy, we ate out, fast food, chips, it didn't matter. Ice cream, Magnum ice cream, all that stuff, I indulged. So come the end of last year, my body was sore and I was in pain. And I knew that it was time to go back on carnivore. I had experienced the relief of pain and swelling from when I had did it previously. So I knew that that would get better pretty fast. So on January 1st, I decided to go back on the carnivore diet. And within days, my pain had subsided for the most part. I don't know if it's arthritis. I think it's just inflammation in all my joints, swelling because of the bad foods that I was eating. So I've never been diagnosed with arthritis or anything like that, but that's how I would describe it, was severe arthritic pain in all of my joints, my ankles, my feet, my knees, my hips, all of that. So I have the InEviFit scale, and it does a crude measurement. Well, it does your weight, and then it does what I consider crude measurement of your visceral fat, BMR, bone mass, all that kind of stuff. So I just like to look at the progress. I don't really think that it's that accurate except for the weight. I just connect my phone by Bluetooth to the scale, and when I step on it in the morning, I don't have to worry about having my glasses or contacts in. I can just step on the scale and it'll shoot my measurements right over to my phone, to the app on my phone, and then I don't have to worry about writing down the measurements or trying to remember. Everything's recorded. Okay, so let's go back to January 1st. So January 1st, 2024, I weighed in at 208.8. And then I started the carnivore diet. So you can see immediately I started losing. At the end of January, I was down to 200.2, so I had lost like 8 pounds. And then the end of February, I was down to 194.4. So I had lost almost 6 pounds in January. And I'm just such a slow loser. It just started going up and down and up and down. The end of March, I was down to 192.2. And around April 15th is when I went to see Dr. Sean O'Mara in Minnesota. I got my MRI scans and got to find out that I am heavily infiltrated with visceral fat and myosteatosis, which is the fat marbling inside my muscles. So I knew that I really need to kick it into gear. At that point, I have a weight on April 17th and I was 190 pounds. Since then, I'd like to say that it just fell off and I was steadily declining, but I wasn't. I think that I was kind of in a funky headspace because I already knew that I'm dealing with spinal muscular atrophy, and I know that I'm facing a life with maybe a walker or a wheelchair in the future. I'm still walking independently. I just found out a couple years ago that I have it. At 47 years old, I found out I had it, and I'm now 50. So I have spinal muscular atrophy type 3. It makes it hard for exercising because I have this muscle weakness, and essentially my body does not respond to the signals that it's given to build muscle. So my muscle is disappearing and it's being replaced with fat. So I already knew that I was facing this problem when I went to see Dr. O'Mara. But seeing the scans and seeing how I don't have any muscle, I mean, it's really ridiculous. I have no muscle. Seeing that, it really kind of put me in a funky headspace. I mean, on one end of the spectrum, I was really gung-ho, ready to attack this, let's go. And on the other end of the spectrum, I have in my head everything that I've read and heard about from the doctors that no, you really can't build that muscle back. I am on treatments for it, but it's not to help me make muscle. It is to stop it from progressing further. So that's the best we can hope for, is what I'm told. So it really just put me in a funky headspace. So after I seen Dr. O'Mara, I did start dropping a little bit of weight, but then I kind of stuck around 185, 184, 186. It just kept bouncing up and down. And in May, I had a cheat couple of days, and it shot me back up into the 190s. So you can see, let's show you. This is in April when I went to see Dr. O'Mara. And it's going down, but then it kind of tapered off. And it started going back up a little bit. And then you can see that jump right there. That is where I cheated. I just decided to eat whatever I wanted. And I don't know why. I know that I really have to be diligent in my efforts because of my future that I'm faced with. My beast is different than anybody else's. So we all have different struggles, and my struggle with my muscle atrophying and being replaced with fat is a real issue, and it's something that is going to take a long time, and I really have to fight and stay strong in my journey in order to keep my ability to walk and stay out of a wheelchair and all of that. So anyways, I shot back up to 195.4, and actually that was at the end of May, so that was the beginning of June. June 5th is when I weighed in at 195.4. And then I got back on the wagon and started going down a little bit, and then stuck again between 184 and 187. So that went on the whole month of June. The beginning of July was my 50th birthday. I had a bunch of family come out and surprise me and stay with me for a week. So I did not cheat. I stayed strong. But all this time, I started drinking diet soda again. And I was allowing myself diet soda. I told myself when they leave, that's it. I actually gave up the Diet Cokes again on Monday. And I'm starting to drop weight again. So I am actually 179.6 as of this morning. So July 21st was the last day with any artificial sweeteners. I can't tell you how many times that I have stopped and started artificial sweeteners, but it's a real addiction. I am addicted to sugar. I'm addicted to sweets, and it was my last little thing I just kept holding on to. I did not want to give it up, but it's done now. So July 22nd, when I woke up, that was the first day without sweeteners, I was at 181 pounds. And as of this morning, I'm at 179.6. So it hasn't been quite a week, but I've lost like 1.5 pounds. So I'm finally in the 170s. Thank God. Now I just pray that I have the strength to stay away from the sweeteners. I've read, you know, you hear that they're bad for you. You hear all kinds of bad stuff, that they cause cancer and they cause all, you know, there's nothing good about them. That they even cause weight gain. But I did not want to believe it because it's like my last thing. It's my last thing that I want to keep, and I'm just being stubborn. So no more artificial sweeteners for me. It is a slippery slope. One Diet Coke leads to 6 Diet Cokes a day, and it's a bit ridiculous. So I know that those artificial sweeteners aren't doing me any good, so I'm giving them up. I hope that my weight loss continues to go down. Maybe giving up the artificial sweeteners will stop the stalls that I've been having. That's my hope. So anybody else out there addicted to sugar or addicted to Diet Coke or artificial sweeteners? Are you doing carnivore and you're just holding on to those artificial sweeteners still because it's your last thing? That's me. If you want to join me, I'd be delighted to have company. Y'all are welcome. Comment down below. Tell me if you are a sugar addict and if you have a hard time giving up those sweeteners. I swear that it is harder to give up those artificial sweeteners than it was for regular sugar. And I just think because I have it in my head and I grew up thinking Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi is the way to go. You're not going to gain weight if you're drinking a diet soda. And I don't think that's the truth. I don't think everybody handles the artificial sweeteners the same way. So at least I'm in the 170s now for a couple days. I hit the 170s on July 24th, and then I jumped back up to 180.5, and now I've went down. So here's hoping that it sticks. So since the beginning of the year, I have lost 29.2 pounds, and that is in 7.5 months. So not quick. So that is equivalent to about 4 pounds a month. I do not lose weight fast, but you know what? If I didn't start the carnivore diet, I would have gained 4 pounds a month. So I would have been up to 230 pounds, 240 pounds right now. And I put it on a lot faster than I take it off. So I do have pictures of me that I have taken, but honestly, I cannot see any difference. Even though it's 29 pounds, I don't see any difference. Yeah, I look the same. I know my clothes are fitting better, but as far as pictures go, I don't see a difference, which is discouraging. But I'm just going to look to the future and know if I keep at it, it'll happen. Eventually, the weight will go away. One more exciting update that I have is I have scheduled my MRI. So I'm getting a follow-up MRI, and I'm scheduled it for September 3rd. So on September 3rd, I'm going to go get a MRI of my abdomen and my upper leg, and then I'm going to send the results to Dr. O'Mara, and he's going to read them and see if there's been any improvement. I have been putting off getting scans because frankly it just worries me. I'm worried that I'm going to get the scans and not see any difference. I'm also worried that I will see a difference, but it's going to be for the worse. I'm going to be able to compare my MRIs side by side, and I can put a video of that up when I get it, but it just makes me nervous. I'm nervous that I'm just nervous that my muscle is dissipating even more, which is not a good thing. So hopefully it's at least the same, and if I see any improvement, that would be great. So stay tuned for that. Those videos will be out in about a month and a half after I get the scans. I'll share those with you so you guys can see my update, good or bad. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. I will let y'all know. But if it's bad, please do not compare my journey to you. Like I said, I have spinal muscular atrophy, and that is a genetic disease where I am missing a gene. So your body is, unless you're dealing with spinal muscular atrophy as well, your body's not going to respond the way mine is. You won't have as much of a struggle, I hope. I so appreciate y'all joining me today. Hope to see y'all again next time. And until then, stop eating processed foods.